Kami Mommy is back, boys. That's right. Shoe0nHead got another video out, and as somebody who's been an unabashed Shoe0nHead fan for probably 10 years or so now, I'm not gonna miss an opportunity to react to one of her videos. I've done a few up to this point, and we're just gonna keep them coming because she's asking a very interesting question. She's asking, "Is this the average male fantasy?" First of all, before we get into this, this is the average male fantasy. For those of y'all that don't know, this is the average male fantasy. The ideal woman, a 6.5 out of 10. Okay at cooking, not... Are we early enough in the video that I can say cunt bitch? Fuck it, not a cunt bitch. Yeah, and that's it. Like, it's pretty simple. This is the ideal woman. So, yeah, but that being said, apparently, she was able to make 30 minutes out of this particular meme. So let's figure out what she gotta say. Before we do, hit the subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. Not typically reaction stuff, but, again, I mean, it's Shoe. Alright, let's get on with it, shall we?
Men. What do they want? Money? Status? Fast, expensive cars? What is the...
I mean, I would not say no to literally any of those things, but I don't need them to be happy. They just help.
ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame? Fortune? 3 hot chicks at once? Haha, hell yeah, brother. No, according...
In that order, it would probably be fortune, then fame, then the 3 hot chicks. Because if you got fortune, you can pretty much buy your way into the other 2. So, anyway.
to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple. This is literally just a fetish.
Based anime reference is based. Okay, this is a nerdy news video at this point. She included anime in there. Your boy's a weeb. We good. It counts. Check the box.
I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things. As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post.
It's X. You can't be dead naming Twitter. It is X. It is X now. I know you Kami Mommy. I know you probably hate Elon Musk, but refer to it by what it is. The old regime is out. I will only refer to it as X, and y'all should do the same. Twitter is dead.
A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who's assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting.
I've literally never heard of this, but this sounds awesome. Absolutely my sort of anime. Continue.
The replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely f***ing disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well,
Is the wheelchair necessary? Like I would imagine if I just had to hazard a guess, most of the dudes are saying they want to find themselves in a situation where they naturally become close with a woman and end up falling in love with her, and then the feelings are reciprocate. Like the wheelchair is sort of ancillary to the overall sentiment of what men are asking for. But again, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not sure. But like, what do I know?
In this video, we are
Actually, I'm twice divorced. What do I know?
To be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic.
See, at least she knows there's only 2, men and women. Again, communist or not, you gotta love a woman that knows there's only 2 genders.
The female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like
Curvy, redhead. Brunette, blonde, fuck all that. Redhead.
beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. You ever just accept
All right, boys, you know how
that
this works.
some
We let the
products
sponsors
are
ad
just
play out because that's how these
garbage?
motherfuckers
Like,
make
for
money.
years,
And
I thought
as
ripping
somebody
your
else who
tights
gets that
on the
bag on
first
YouTube,
wear
I
was
respect
just
other
a
content
part
creators
of
doing the
being a
same.
human woman. We just accepted that. That's just how it is, sweetie. But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades, and you probably think, that's just the way it is. But it doesn't have to be how it is. Thanks to Henson Shaving.
She's almost
Henson
selling me on this,
Shaving
guys.
is
She's
a
almost
mission
selling me
to
on it.
improve shaving.
More
With
pretty
no
women
gimmicky
doing these ad reads
subscriptions
and
or
maybe, yeah,
moisturizing
that's...
strips, but with real innovation and a focus on your skin's health. What really sets Henson apart is their engineering, with their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in an aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This precision allows the blade to extend
Bro,
just a
NASA,
thousandth
like
of an
putting
inch
dudes on
beyond
the
shave
moon
plane,
and
less than the
making sure you don't
thickness
get
of a
razor
human
burn.
hair.
Oh, how the mighty
razor
have fallen.
prevents any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an
That's assuming you
irritation-free
believe we even
shave
went to the
every
moon.
time. And here's the best part. Once you invest in a Henson razor, it's a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace are the blades, which literally cost only 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll be spending like $3 to $5 on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying expensive plastic cartridges. Henson's store offers a variety of colors and even a titanium
I literally have not
version,
bought
so
new
you can pick
razor
the
blades
razor
in
that
like
best
a
fits your
year.
style.
I
So if
get
you're
razor
tired
burn
of razor
every time I
burn
use
and
them.
overpaying for blades, now is
Or
the
every time
perfect
I use my
to
razor,
make
I
the
say.
switch. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and the 100 blades to your car, and then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the 100 blades for free with your purchase. Your skin, your wallet,
It was
and
a
your
$90
wallet will
razor.
thank you.
That shit
Big
better
thanks to Henson
literally
Razor
be for life,
sponsoring
like
this
she
video,
said.
And thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. You didn't skip the ad, right?
I didn't skip
Now
the ad,
let's get
Kami
back
Mommy.
to the video. Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime.
Which is wild considering... Hold on.
I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact,
She got anime eyes. How you not gonna be an anime connoisseur when you were the only woman on the internet with like... Oh, I was gonna say natural anime eyes, but that shit ain't natural. There's a lot of work going into giving you them Japanese eyes, but you know what I'm saying.
I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to...
Yes, the answer is yes. Every time. Obscure shots are always necessary. Fan service is always necessary. I don't want anime that doesn't have fan service.
advance the plot? I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix.
All
Legoshi,
based.
Best Boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's
Also
about
based.
it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime. But because of this clip
Triple
going
based!
viral,
Hell
I
yeah!
watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we?
$10 to any of y'all watching this. Next time I go live, $10 super chats from every single one of you. $10. Every single one of these are fat women. And if not fat, they got their hair dyed in some wacky ass way. They got themselves a nose ring. All right, you know what? That's 3 different categories. We'll say $3 super chats. That's what I'm betting all y'all right now. $3 for each of these that pop up. Your move, chat.
Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control. Oh.
Okay, so she's blocking out like the names and stuff, but I'm pretty sure we all know that I'm like 100% correct.
Oh no. They think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted. Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like,
by the way, it's kind of amazing because these folks are kind of out here like these are the first ones who are like, well, ableist, and now they're like implying that if a woman's in a wheelchair and the guy's dating her, it's because he wants to control it. It sounds to me like you're the ableist one, because like she wouldn't be able to live her daily life without the man there doing everything for her, but that in turn means control. I just a little bit that I ask for is logical consistency amongst the left, which I know is actually a lot, but I just want it to make sense. I want what we're fighting against to make some semblance of sense, because you can't fight an enemy that has no plan or has no logic. It's mind-numbing.
As someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy, and she's absolutely not portrayed as some like vulnerable ooh-woo sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong, she like straight up calls—
All things dudes like in a woman, by the way, up to a point. Just like how all women actually want a dude who's pretty misogynistic up to a certain point. Like, there's levels to this shit.
Calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure,
I would also be depressed if I was halfway to being a Hot Wheel. Just saying.
To see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together, and she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams, and in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was
so it's a story where both parties learn something. Sounds like the way stories should be written to me.
Really good. Is anime good?
Yes,
Have I been sleeping
it
on
is.
anime this entire time? His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich.
Wait, that she becomes permanently... Look, I'm gonna be real. I see an anime where someone's in a wheelchair, I assume that shit was permanent to begin with. Like, unless they're walking at the beginning of the show, and then they get Christopher Reeved, I'm just assuming it's permanent. But again, I haven't seen it much, like all these people making these tweets. And by the way, how ableist of you to not understand that just because someone is in a wheelchair doesn't mean they can't make a sandwich. Like, so you gotta special make some like low countertops to make sure not to put things like on the high up parts of the shelves, or get them one of those like really cool like little grabber thingies like I know you have in Schedule 1 to pick up the trash. Like, point is, disabled people can make sandwiches, motherfucker.
Sounds about right. Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general.
Which is wild, because the word man is in humanity. Like, I just... Linguistics be a bitch.
Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right.
How's she gonna be subservient if you're saying that she can't do anything without you because of her fucking disability? It's breaking me, guys.
Males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want. Got it.
Every girl I've ever met's disabled because every single one of them was fucked in the mental. Just because they weren't in goddamn wheelchairs, I ain't ever met a woman IRL that's not some sort of...
To be that guy, I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist? The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird.
Okay, well, first of all, they can still roll away, but also, I would like. Okay, all right. Interesting Leon story here. There was this really cute girl that used to work at Earthbound in the mall. This is like 10-ish years ago, right? 7 years, something like that. And we, like, every time we go to the mall, I would go to the mall. I'd go to Earthbound just for, because your boy ain't fucking shopping at Earthbound. Okay, that's not true, but instance from Earthbound. But beyond that, I ain't buying no, like, hippy-dippy clothes from Earthbound, shit like that. Like, there's, like, wannabe head shop that's really just a large conglomeration that, like, wants to pretend that it's one of these, like small mom-and-pop shops. Like, oh, look at this salt lamp. But the point is, I would find a reason to go to Earthbound just to see cute wheelchair girl. And after, like a solid couple of weeks of farting with her and checking the vibes, I realized that I cannot ask her out because I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment and we don't have elevators, and I never talked to her again.
Weird. Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it?
I made the ableist joke before she did, just saying.
Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places?
Wait. Hold on. Is this one of those, like, and then everybody clap moments of things that never happened? If you're disabled and your disability is that you are blind, how did you see this to show your boyfriend? Like, the fucking scene isn't in Braille. There's no way this happened, right? Because you wouldn't have been able to see. Okay, maybe it's explained.
Or help you with cooking and cleaning. I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled.
Never. I will never stop abusing women in the disabled. I couldn't even say it with a straight face. It is true, though.
Schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men. Men commit 95% of...
I mean, she was right up until that GTA 6 part. I'm more of a Sonic the Hedgehog kind of guy myself. But yeah, no, she's pretty spot on.
All rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from? So close.
I've been in a lot of Barnes & Nobles throughout the course of my life, and I can honestly say I've never once heard someone shout rape in a Barnes & Noble. That is, however, why Borders went out of business.
This is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck. But this is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because... How do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally.
See, I'm really confused about the perversion part. Like, I would still disagree if they want to say that, like, oh, it's about men wanting to dominate and toxic masculinity, and, like, they would still be wrong. But where's the perverted part come in? Like, I'm so... Maybe I don't understand what you know, being a pervert, quote-unquote, is, but I thought that was, like, dudes who were always trying to look up girls' skirts and, like, being lecherous and things to that effect. Whereas, even if he is attracted to her because she's in a wheelchair, which is a real thing, by the way, like that's an actual fetish. I got a buddy who got no legs, and he got married to his nurse from the hospital, and that's kind of one of the things he's attracted to, is people not having limbs. It's a fucking weird fetish, but you know what? They're a very happy married couple, got multiple kids, you know, own a house, the whole nine. He's got them really cool Terminator legs that, like, he puts on in the morning so he can still walk and shit. So, is a fetish also inherently perverted? Like, maybe it is. I honestly don't know.
Seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching porn. Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read.
No more Chuck Tingle novels.
Women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay.
Shoe a freak. Shoe a freak. You already know Shoe a freak. But, bro, when her nudes got leaked, which, yeah, not even gonna front. Yes, I've seen. We've all seen them. It is what it is. Her response was, damn, these aren't even my good ones. Like, Shoe a freak.
Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people...
I can understand why she doesn't watch anime, actually, now that she says she's been on DeviantArt. That tracks.
Probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average...
I told you, average male fantasy. Right here. Right here. Okay at cooking, 6 out of 10, not a cunt bitch. That's it. It's right here. That's it. It's not that fucking hard, women. Like to any of my female viewers watching this, it ain't that fucking hard. Cook and make babies. Occasionally blowjobs, and we're fucking good.
Male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved.
Oh, yeah,
but more specifically,
there's all that
the
too.
male
Yeah,
fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male...
Oh, okay. You don't get to sit there and just, like, speak Hassan's fantasy for all of us. That's really unfair.
Fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy...
Okay. That part's true. Fat women are gross. To be fair, fat people are gross. It's not just a woman. Fat people in general are gross.
Is actually job security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives. Average male fantasy is a disabled child. More proof that men are pedos.
I feel like they're throwing just a lot of fantasies from, the Islamic culture and just lobbing it at all of us. Like that's not fair.
That's a little girl. This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he is practically hag-maxing. And yet...
Hag-maxing reference, baby! Let's go!
She may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts? First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also,
I was gonna say the same thing. They throw a fit about big titties, they'll fit about small titties. By the way, let's assume the characters are Asian since it is an anime. Like, don't Asians, they're traditionally smaller, so I assume they got smaller titties and shit as well. Like, I've seen plenty of Asians with, to be fair, I've seen some Asians with some absolute jugs, but like, on average, I would wager they got smaller titties. It's fucking fine.
You know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually exists in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe0nHead channel. All titties is good titties.
Based.
End of story.
No, not end of story. Except Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh got the weirdest, oddest, most lopsided titties with some weird misshapeness to it. I will skip that scene in Oppenheimer if I ever watch it again. Florence Pugh, I can't even take her seriously as an actress. She got such weird titties. Let's just hit play.
Women fantasy, a boyfriend with depth and the loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy, 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No, You're all childless. Silly me.
Oh, no. To be fair, a lot of people on the left have seen children. Just not in a way that I can explain and stay within YouTube TOS.
She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side, she's like a full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but
she right, though.
I feel like
she
there are
right.
Cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the Insta baddies, the e-thoughts, the e-girls, the muscle mommies.
Hold on. We're going back.
The Insta baddies, the e-thoughts, the e-girls, the muscle
mommy supremacy. Every day of the week, I'm gonna muscle mommy supremacy.
mommies, the boss babes, the boy babes. But I feel like every woman is just hot
no boy
now.
babes.
Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one shot.
Yeah, that's really unhealthy. Don't drink coffee.
By 10/10s all day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane, as if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like, back in the day, you'd probably see, like, one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the
Okay, not every woman. I mean, we've all seen Alyssa Mercante.
fattest of acts. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster, and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate.
Yeah, but then that one would be like, you owe me $4,000 in late fees, and I'd be like, oh, I'm never coming back here again.
SSRIs, but they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex.
Why is that face of a 16-year-old part? I mean, I want more in a woman, but that is a very good start.
Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us. I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving.
Okay. Men don't beat their wives when dinner isn't ready. They beat it when it, like, just, when it tastes bad, or when it's burned, or if, like, you forget that I have an allergy to cinnamon.
First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are, in fact, good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the Shoe0nHead audience. You're all gremlins. Male fantasy equals a woman that...
I like to think I'm more of a goblin than a gremlin. Oh, actually, I'm afraid of water, and I don't eat after midnight. Shit, she right.
Can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
Oh, the French method.
I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman. I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how... But in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage.
I'm very curious to hear what the 30% that isn't garbage is. Also, I'd be willing to bet this was written by a woman. I could be wrong. Men can write romance, absolutely. I'd be willing to bet this was written by a woman.
So, here's the thing. That, misogynistic gooner fantasy slob written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by...
Called it! Absolutely called it. Your boy knows about his anime, okay? I'm just saying the vindication feels so good, son.
Saiko Tanabe. A woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going
She said face her fears and shut a tiger. I haven't seen an anime. But if you're in a wheelchair, I don't envision that you were in a situation where you will often find yourself face to face with a tiger. So that's a stupid fear. But also, if you are in a wheelchair and you're afraid of tigers and you find yourself face to face with a tiger, I would also think you have a better chance of getting away than the person on foot because you got wheels. All I'm saying is I'm seeing a plot hole in this anime and I haven't even seen it yet.
going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are
Always
men now
have
the
been.
ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still
So glad
want
you're
to
picking
be
up
the
on this.
prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that
literally,
aside,
yes.
there
I don't even have a
literally
joke
is
for this. Just
gender
literally,
swapped
yes.
version of this story called Perfect World. It is a manga. Mango? I don't know. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives.
I feel like she had to have known that there's probably plenty of weebs in her audience that have literally come for her or to her or whatever. Anyway.
And partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health, but that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones that pure-
Yeah, can we go back to focusing on wheelchairs in D&D and how they're fucking stupid? Okay, thanks.
mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all.
Semen demon is diabolical!
The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert, least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. What?
That's an insult I've never really understood, the whole pick-me thing. Men and women both do want to be picked, by somebody that hopefully is worthy of being picked, and you sort of, like, pick each other, and you pick them out in the crowd. Everyone wants to be wanted in some way, shape, or form. I'm hoping you guys picked this video. Pick me to watch instead of somebody else who's reacting to the Shoe0nHead video. And if you made it this far and you did pick me, thanks. My heart goes out to you, Elon Musk style. But no, in all seriousness, pick me is, like, one of the laziest insults I've ever heard.
Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers,
nobody hates women more than
YouTubers,
women.
They're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently, even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this.
We
rant
covered that
for
on
a
live
different
stream
video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men
are why we can't. You know that men invented most of the nice things, right? Like, just throw it. Men did, in fact, invent most of the nice things that do, in fact, make your lives easier.
make all the things.
See?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole-ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things.
You know, when I was doing the divvying up of, you know, the fat women and the colored-haired women and the nose ring women, they're leaving all these comments. Somehow, in my infinite misogyny, I did, in fact, leave out and somehow just forget that how many of these could be, you know, the stereotypical, you know, male feminists that will inevitably be charged for with rape and or child pornography after viciously abusing you after winning you over because he didn't wear a MAGA hat and told you that he listened to Hassan Piker. So, you know what, chat? That one's on me. You ain't got a super chat for that one.
I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place and, like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism. Like,
yeah, it's almost like there's only two of us and we, you know, we need both for the human race to, you know, continue to move forward. But yeah, I don't know. I ain't an evolutionary biologist or nothing.
Anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough.
Okay. Look, first of all, I'm very proud of my race. I'm very proud to be Native American. So it says in the bio. Native American YouTube. I'm very proud to be Native American. You cannot shut me down. That would be discrimination. I will sue. But I've been invited to the cookout multiple times. Thank you.
But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy.
It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But you glorify it? This anime is certainly Marxist propaganda.
God damn it. Even the fake anti-woke motherfuckers out here. God, I don't know how to say it. You know, hold on. Give me, I gotta show y'all motherfuckers something. Give me one moment here. This shit had me fucking livid, bro. The idea that, you know, oh yeah, Marxism this, Marxism that. It is insane because I saw this tweet. Let's see, where can I find? Here we are, right here. In the original Lethal Weapon movie in 1987, a movie that portrays the white cop as a suicidal maniac and the black cop's suburban black family in whiteface, and all the bad guys, you guessed it, white guys in suits, they're subtly pushing anti-white messages. Homie is time traveling to find wokeness. Like, that is how far these motherfuckers have gone. So, yeah, needless to say, just like the far left fucking blue hair land whales are out there trying to make this just like, oh, all women are beaters and abusers, or they hurt the disabled, and they probably kick puppies too. Like, we're seeing the exact same reactionary bullshit to an insane degree that I've not seen before as of late, probably over the course of the last year or so, on the opposite side of the spectrum, because both these sides are absolutely on the fucking spectrum. And it is, so yeah, frankly, I'm actually glad she's showing that and it's not just one-sided, because that shit needs to fucking stop, son.
The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
Jesus fucking
Marxism
Christ,
is
this dude
when
watches
girl
too
in
much.
Wheelchair. I love this.
What are those black dudes? I don't
Empathy
even
is the
remember.
target of propaganda. Every piece of
Fresh and
media that
fit.
makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off.
Yeah, dude, seriously, because, like, it's Japanese, not Chinese.
Well,
I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded.
Okay, this is one of those instances of, like, he had a line, but he's right. Like, we don't know why this girl was disabled. Like, what if she got hit by, if you've seen the anime, you probably know, but, like, I haven't. So, like, what if she was, like, hit by a car and it severed her spinal cord or something like that? And so, like, you banging this broad and you getting her all knocked up and shit, it's not going to give you a higher chance of a kid that can't fucking walk. But, like, in general, yeah, I mean, you probably don't want to go around fucking Downs chicks and expecting to have, like, the next Einstein or whatever. Like, I do feel we got to draw the line somewhere, but again, like, we don't want to go as far as, like, eugenics, but we also want to have some self-respect and not bang tards.
she's not retarded. She has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these, like, I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these
Facts.
I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've
Facts.
seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs
Pattern
off
recognition
of
be a
his
bitch.
Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks.
My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay.
Fellas, is it simping to love a woman?
Nah, this is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman?
This is
I have a major problem with this tweet right here. If you said for a Chad, okay, fair enough. But should leave him for Chad, and then he didn't capitalize C, but he's using Chad here like as a proper. Like, I get this is the grammar. My heart goes out to you. You know, the grammar Nazi coming out, but you can't be the Chad. And if this is your, you know what, we're moving on. It bothers me. It really bothers me.
she would leave him for Chad.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman?
This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest.
Fellas, is it gay to love a woman?
What no pussy does to a motherfucker.
Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse.
She got
The
a
average male
fucking
fantasy
point.
is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something.
Okay, but what if you win the princess and, like, turns out she in a fucking wheelchair? I mean, as long as it doesn't inhibit her ability to cook, clean, and make babies, then what's no? Like, in all seriousness, though, when I stood on that altar and did my vows and just said in sickness and health and shit, like, I did have those thoughts. I think most people do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like most people do actually seriously consider that. Like, oh, if, my partner, my wife, my husband, my whatever it may be, were to get, let's say, cancer, do I have the mental and emotional fortitude to stand by their side, their bedside? Am I going to be able to watch them potentially wither away? Am I going to be there at every waking hour, taking care of, giving them their medicine, helping them forge on, and pulling through it together, and proving that love can make a sick person better? If they don't make it, will I be able to raise the kids alone? Like these are normal, because when they say in sickness and in health till death do you part, that should mean something. And so, yeah, those are the things that at least I thought about. I assume those were completely normal and rational thoughts to have, because it goes to show it's not an in the moment thing. It's not fling. You're talking about your literal future here. So yeah, when you're fantasizing about what your future is going to be, fantasies are perfect, but you also need to have some sense of realism there, and that's why there is that in sickness and in health, sickness being the operative word in this moment, till death do us part, because you need to actually think about those things. They need to be part of the fact that your life isn't going to be a fantasy. They need to be part of the reality of what you're leading up to for what should hopefully be the rest of your mutual lives. That was way too deep for what I normally do and say on this channel. Back to the comedy.
It is.
I'm using that word loosely.
Is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there.
Alright, she had me up until that point. If you can't follow fucking Lego instructions, me and the wife are starting over. We're gonna take our pants all the way off. That way we can, create a better kid. Like, if you can't follow Lego instructions, son, you have failed. Darwinism can claim you whenever. I'm not gonna stop you from falling off the cliff. We'll do better next time.
Is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the princess and the dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what.
This is 100% true. This was some of the biggest arguments me and my ex-wife ever got into. Was like, she would come to me and like bitch and moan about insert fucking woman problem here, her job or whatever it may be. And I would be like, okay, well here's XYZ thing we can do to fix this. And then she'd go like pissy and be like, I just wanted to vent. Like, motherfucker. That's, men and women just differ in that regard, yo. We still don't have like all these thousands upon thousands of years of evolution later, and that shit's still a crux between men and women, because we ain't ever gonna understand that bullshit.
What it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's.
Bro, dude, sometimes I go to Wikipedia and just hit like the random page, and I'll just bring up a random page and be like, alright, let's learn about fucking millipedes today, I guess.
Tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results.
Again, I don't actually even have jokes for this portion. She just spitting mad facts. Like, this is all 100% true. I can't even add anything aside from telling you guys I can't add anything. Just know if you need to replay this part, replay what she said. If for whatever reason it hadn't sunken into your thick skull yet, Shoe is spitting straight fire right now.
They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the...
No. The modern woman, I mean, yeah, Disney absolutely had a hand in this, 100%. But it goes far beyond Disney. This modern woman never existed. It's not real. It's just like how the modern male, in terms of being the second tier, being the beta, being the one that doesn't open the pickle jars, things like that, doesn't exist. It's an inverse of our and again, most instances, obviously there's going to be exceptions to the rule, just like there's exceptions to every rule, but there's a biological drive for men act the way men act and women act the way they act. So this is an innate counter, an innate clash to what human biology dictates we, on average, should be doing, would be doing, were it not for, I mean, I get all tinfoil hatter in here, tinfoil hater, tinfoil hat, and be like, globalist, new world order, yeah, we can go down that pipeline, but the fact of the matter is, we don't even need to go down that pipeline. It's just as simple as, this is a forced change that even most women, at their core, probably don't believe in, but they've been brainwashed, or they're going with the narrative that this is what this is the new normal, and they're having to accept it. And I think a lot of them are having trouble accepting it, and that's why there is such rise in depression amongst women. And by all means, there's aspects of this from the male side of things as well, with a lot of femboy, beta male, cuck type dudes. But I don't know much about that side of the male psyche, the one that wants to feminize themselves and be the second tier or whatever, so I'm not going to speak to it.
The Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong, and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and/or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teeth.
She right. Like, dudes may not bleed from they dicks, but we got a once-a-month cycle that turns us into absolute fucking assholes.
Teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more.
Okay, now, to be fair, you can have all of that and still be on the internet being called a misogynist. Proof with who you're watching.
More important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That, and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother! Haha, you know what I'm saying? So that was that little video.
Well
Men
done.
in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoe0nHead. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon with a new video. Donald Trump, along with Elon
that was
Musk,
an
have
awesome
created-
video. Yeah, mad shout to Shoe. Again, I don't always agree with her because, again, we are very diametrically opposed politically, but socially we're, that's the reason I gravitated towards her content damn near a year ago. And just like how I say that my politics haven't changed, just the politics on both the left and the right have, I feel like she's largely the same, so there's a bit of an authenticity there that is very difficult to ignore if you're going in and being objective about it. She hasn't changed much in the 10 years. Obviously, there's going to be aspects to have, but the authenticity is there, and again, while I may disagree with her at times, I think she makes fantastic content. In regards to this video itself, first of all, I'm going to be checking this anime out. You know your boy's an anime fan already. This looks like the absolute sort of stuff that I watch. I mean, yeah, we all love our shonen and whatnot, but there's so much more great anime out there besides fucking shonen. So 100% gonna give this a watch, and I think she hits the nail on the head. Like there's an inherent problem with the way that I would say the majority of women, at least like big city women, and certainly left-leaning women, even if you're not in the big city, see men nowadays. And how much, and you're seeing this a lot in more rural and small town communities as well, due to social media, due to the internet, due to the fact that we become more or less a global community, for lack of a better word. So even if you are from the small town, you've got these values, and you initially thought, oh, I'm going to get out of high school, I'm going to marry my high school sweetheart, and we're going to get married, we're going to have kids. That was what the values that were attempted to be instilled in you by your parents, by your church, by your community, whatever it may be. Then at 13 years old, you start going on Facebook or Twitter or fucking, God forbid, Tumblr, something to that effect, and your mind slowly starts getting poisoned and rotted, and that's why social media needs to be heavily regulated by the parents for when it comes to children of both sexes, because God knows that's been a huge reason as to why this is. Again, there's also the forced government propaganda side of it, but that's for tinfoil haters, not for a video that's almost an hour long. But at the end of the day, I hope you just found that my witty commentary funny in regards to everything she had to say, and maybe I did add something a little bit nuanced here or there, and hopefully you enjoyed that, because these are the sort of videos I love making. When we're not talking about the culture war and video games and wokeness, I do find these sorts of dialogues and discussions insanely interesting, and beyond being interesting in the time that we're in, absolutely necessary. I do think we're in the fourth turning, which is going to be a great thing, but the question is, will we complete the fourth turning before society falls apart completely and we potentially get to World War III? Who's to say? These are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. Again, not usually reaction videos about stuff like this, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles we go over on the day-to-day basis, choose the videos we react to on the Sunday live streams, and of course get involved with over 190 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.